Okay, I am so excited, guys. Those of you that do not know, I started a 3D printing company. You can check out my website, sculpistry.com. It is going to be linked in the description of this video. One of the first things that I created were these handles. And this is a cute little flower handle. I became an affiliate with Vanty's Creations, so shout out to her. The code to save some money will be in the description bar as well. Okay, so here I'm trying to figure out the placement for this wrap, this beautiful wrap. I already know I'm going to use this flower handle, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to have it at the top or at the bottom of this tumbler. This tumbler actually is a 24-ounce Plump from Tipsy Magnolia. And I think the reason why I was so fidgety with this wrap is because it's actually a glass can wrap or a glass wrap, one of those Libby jars, and you see the flower is like cut off at the bottom and at the top, and I'm like, I really didn't want to add vinyl, you know, like a stripe of vinyl. So I'm trying to figure it out. I decided to go ahead and put it in the middle. Okay, and now I'm trying to think, well, what am I going to do with the cup? Am I going to just do a white glitter cup or what? I decided to go with a yellow to white ombre. So you see that I went ahead and base spray painted my cup with yellow and white spray paint, and I use Rust-Oleum spray paint. Okay, and I'm taking some fast set epoxy from CCDIY. A link as well to save some money will be in the description of this video, and I am just applying a thin coat. I am going to basically be doing the epoxy method as far as the glitter application, and you know, the key to this is just applying a very thin coat of epoxy. You kind of just want to smear it on until it is completely coated, but you don't need a whole lot. It's kind of just the glue to get this onto your cup. Okay, and once I do that, then I'm going to go ahead with the glitter. The glitter that I'm going to be using is St. Jude from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm going to be using Sunflower from Sass & Crafts. Okay, those are my favorite two yellows. I really love the Peachy Olive Glitter one because it gives me a really nice iridescent look. And then the Sass & Crafts Sunflower Glitter is the color that I needed to match the circle inside of the flower. Okay, again, you just want to apply a thin coat. I am going to do a glitter bottom on the bottom of this cup, but once you apply your epoxy, you are going to go ahead and apply your glitter. Okay, so you see me here tilting the tumbler down. Okay, you want to have it at an angle. I actually learned that from watching Jessica Flynn's tutorial, so you guys go check her out. She has a great library of tutorials. But for the ombre, and that's what it's called when you're kind of blending two different colors together, I'm trying my best to kind of blend these colors together. You kind of want to tilt it at an angle. The more you tilt it, the better of a, I guess, dusting of the glitter will kind of slide down. If I just had it straight, I would have a harsh line, and I didn't want a harsh line. Okay, so I'm trying my best to blend these colors together, and I started with the yellow at the bottom and the top, and I'm just kind of putting it on my cup. Okay, and once I'm finished with the yellow, I'm gonna go in with the white. The white is actually Opal Majesty from Peachy Olive Glitters as well. It is a beautiful iridescent white glitter. And so I know we all have our favorites. This is definitely one of my top 10. So I'm starting with my cup straight, or horizontal, and I am just sprinkling that glitter on. Okay, then I am going to tilt my cup, and I'm going to try to let the white blend in with the yellow. Okay, I don't have to worry about the epoxy dripping because I did a very thin coat. All right, you know, I'm just trying to create a blend. And it's a really nice way to do glitter tumblers. I think before all of these new things are, you know, popping up in the community now, ombreing a tumbler was one of the first ways to do a beautiful glitter tumbler. So once you can get your ombre down, it's like the best thing ever. Okay, I would say also one thing that helps is getting coordinating colors. That kind of helps with your ombre. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with UV DTF transfers, but they are a permanent type of sticker or vinyl transfer that you can apply to pretty much anything. Okay, again, it is permanent, so that means you do not have to seal it. There is backing in the front and backing in the back. I guess it would be called fronting instead of backing. But anyway, there's two pieces of clear transfer tape that needs to be removed. Okay, so the first one I'm removing is on the back of this transfer, and again, it is permanent, so you do need to make sure that your placement is good, that or you're happy with the placement of your decal. All right, and then you're going to take some type of squeegee tool, and you are going to kind of smooth it on. All right, kind of thinking about trying to remove any type of bubbles that may be coming up on to your transfer, and you're just going to continue to do that all the way around. All right, I will say that it might be a good idea for you to measure your cup. So when you get a transfer and you're like, measure your cup, because one of the things that I was trying to do was make sure that it was, it fit. You know what I mean? I decided to put the handle right in that space that seems like it has a little tiny bit of a gap. But that is something for you to think about. All right, and this is the front. I'm about to take off that plastic part of the front, and you do want to be careful because again, although it is permanent, you could rip these, so you just want to kind of be careful. You can move it back and forth and then carefully just pull it away. All right, I did notice a little bit of a film, but I just went ahead and took an alcohol wipe and just wiped that off so there was no sticky residue. All right, and I am just peeling this plastic off of this. It was a pretty cool you know, process. It wasn't difficult at all. I did just take my time because I only had one of these and I didn't want to mess it up. Okay, but yeah, that's how it comes out. And I did poke a hole to try to get rid of that little air bubble, and that's that. Okay, so you could either leave it like this, or you could go a little extra like me. I went ahead and got another one of Auntie's Creations wraps that I purchased, and I decided to kind of split the wrap, you know, kind of cut out all the different words and phrases and separate them from the flowers, because the part of the flower that's cut, I'm gonna go ahead and place another flower on top of that. The great thing about these decals or these wraps is that they're super thin. So I can't even describe it if you haven't used them. They're not even like a sticker. It's thinner than vinyl. Like I honestly don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna add it on to where you see that flower like that. I didn't want to leave it like that, and I didn't want to go ahead and do a vinyl stripe. So this is what I decided to do. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this part, and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so I just continued to place these little, stickers, wherever I thought it needed it, even yellow on yellow, because the cup is glitter and the UV DTF wasn't. So it kind of is a nice subtle touch. I really love the way it's coming out. At first, this was just going to be a tumbler and handle tutorial, but I decided, you know what? I have these amazing 3D products. Let's make a topper. But first, let's go ahead and make this handle. Okay, I'm so excited for you guys to get some handles to add to your tumblers. Again, this is available on my website, sculptistry.com. It will be linked in the description, okay? But I'm adding some UV resin, again, using it as my glue for the glitter. I'm taking the same Opal Majesty glitter from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I'm going to apply it all over this handle. All right, I actually used it on the front, the back, the top, and even underneath, because I wanted the entire handle to be glittered. All right, I'm going to liberally sprinkle this onto the handle, and then I'm going to just take my UV light and then place it on top of this, letting it cure completely. I'm going to take my brush and kind of get in the nooks and crannies of any spaces, and again, repeat that process until the entire handle is completely glittered. Okay, once the entire handle is glittered, I am going to shake off the excess, and I'm going to seal the glitter in with a light coat of UV resin. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to reduce the amount of sanding that I'm going to have to do when I go ahead and add my regular epoxy. Okay, so here I am doing just that. You know, I'm taking my handy dandy paintbrush that has UV resin on it, guys, not regular epoxy yet, and I am applying it all over on this handle. I'm gonna continue to do that wherever I can. I'm gonna go ahead and put it under the lamp, and then I'm gonna sand it. All right, once it is sanded, I am ready, okay, to add it to my tumbler. Okay, it came out beautifully. I did take an alcohol wipe and wipe off the extra residue from my sanding, but again, I used UV resin as the glue. I sprinkled the glitter on there. I went ahead and sealed the glitter with UV resin again, and then once that was all sealed, I sanded it, and now I'm about to add it to my tumbler. I'm just kind of trying to see where I want to add it because I can't find that space anymore for some reason. My eyes are like, where's it at? But I think I found it, and so oh, there it was. Just trying to figure out what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the hot glue on the edges of this, and then just add it to my tumbler. The only thing I will say, and y'all stop hating on my hot glue gun, I know I need a new one. I have a habit of leaving it on so it becomes all rusty and dusty, but it works just fine, okay? But the only thing I will say is once you add this onto your tumbler, you do need to stand it up straight and make sure your handle is straight, because looking at it like this, you may think it's straight and it's not, okay? Because I put it on first and I was like, wait, that don't even look right. And so I had to just stand it up, and then I was like, oh, while it's still good, let me slide that back, and then I was good to go. All right, so that's a little tip for you. All right, then I'm gonna put it on my turner, and I am going to seal all this in together. But I think it came out so pretty. I'm very happy with the design. I'm happy that I used the 2 decals, and I still have some more left over if I want to use that for another tumbler. All right, we're gonna talk toppers now. Again, this is a 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia or Tipsy Magnolia. All right, and what I did is I placed the magnets down, made a little mark with my Sharpie, and went ahead and used UV resin to add them to my lid, right? You do need to know that there's a positive and negative side to each magnet, so be careful with that. You need to know which side to enter into your little removable topper base. Okay, and you're gonna see me take my hot glue gun and add these magnets to this topper. You know, and the reason why I was using hot glue was because I didn't, think UV resin would fit UV resin would work because it's an opaque topper, right? It's not clear X, Y, and Z. And I thought that it would, be a nice fit. But it is not. So I would honestly recommend like a Bob Smith epoxy, even though you see me using hot glue. I would recommend a Bob Smith type of epoxy for your magnet settings into your removable topper base, because you don't want them to come out. Okay, and one of them did come out, so go ahead and just use some Bob Smith 15-minute cure, and put it in to those magnets and make sure you have a nice secure fit. Okay, we are going to be making an emoji topper. Did y'all know that there is a whole website that kind of describes what emojis mean? Because I'm quite sure y'all are like me and some of y'all are using the wrong emojis for the wrong things. It's kind of a thing that I do. I use the wrong emojis sometimes, or I'm thinking that the emojis mean one thing and they mean another. I'm not sure, but this emoji cannot be disputed. It is beaming with hearts, and it is just showing that, I am happy, I'm in love, I am spreading light, love, and positivity. When you receive this emoji, you feel nice. Okay, so this is definitely one of the ones I wanted on the top of this tumbler. Okay, so I'm taking a pink Sharpie here, or permanent marker. I don't believe it's a Sharpie brand, and I'm just coloring this in. I went ahead and spray painted this emoji topper with the same color that I use for the tumbler. Okay, just to make sure all the colors match, because you know that if you don't use the same color, it won't come out the same. And I didn't want two different yellows. Okay, so I use the same spray paint, and now I am just taking this Sharpie and coloring it in. All right. I guess I can let you guys know that the Sharpie kind of bleeds, if that makes sense, like onto this type of plastic, it kind of bleeds out. So be careful. You see, I'm not going too close to the edge because it's going to kind of bleed out on its own. But you do want to get all your hearts colored. Okay. And then we're going to kind of repeat the same process. So I'm not going to talk you through that, because we're going to repeat the same process of using UV resin as the glue. And I'm going to apply the yellow glitter. I'm going to then use UV resin as the glue for the hearts. And I'm going to be applying pink glitter, which is also Wednesdays from Peachy Glitter. I'm going to seal all of that in with UV resin. And then I'm going to seal it in again with Fast Set Epoxy by CCDIY. Okay, so I have my topper. It's done. I have my colors for my emoji. It's done. Now I have some fast set epoxy and I'm just sealing this in. Nothing fancy, nothing really to see. And I just used a paintbrush and I just kind of, applied this liberally on here. Once I was finishing applying the epoxy, I went ahead and placed it onto my removable topper base. As the epoxy, leveled out and gravity did its thing, the epoxy dripped down onto the removable base, and honestly it made a very nice secure topper. So that is an idea for you as well. Okay, if you have some leftover epoxy from your on your topper, you can just take your cuticle cutters. I keep telling you guys, go get some. They are one of the best things that I use to make my toppers, and they are like one of my favorite tools. Okay, but you can just cut it off with that and you're good to go. The only other thing that I did to this topper is I added black eyes and mouth, because as I looked at the actual emoji, it added, it had black eyes and mouth. Okay, I went ahead and did this after the first seal. Honestly, I would recommend doing it as your second seal. You could probably do it with a Sharpie or a small paintbrush and some acrylic paint. Either way, whatever you decide to do, you're gonna have to seal it in to make sure that it is not going anywhere. Okay, but that is pretty much all of today's tutorial. I am so happy and excited about the new launch, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I thank you for your support and your love, and I hope you enjoy the way this tumbler came out. I mean, I think it's just so pretty, and it is definitely something that you can give someone to remind them how special they are, and that you are thinking of them in a beautiful way. Okay, we talk about mental health a lot as women. We talk about it to our children, but we really need to think about it for ourselves and people that are close to us. So if you know someone that you know could use a little bit of love, consider making a tumbler like this for them. All right, until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.